Hey there, guys. Welcome to Confessions of the Idiots.
Yay.
Everybody wants to confess, but not everyone wants to hear them. Today, I am joined by two of my best mates, two of the most talented and funny people that I goddamn know. Welcome back, the outstanding legend that is the national treasure, Dave Lawson. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you,
my
Sam.
God. He's back. Here he is, everybody.
Hang on, Hat. How come?
Oh, no, it's coming back to yours.
How come you knew it was you? How come that was you, the outstanding legend, that you just assumed that was you, Dave?
I actually thought it was you.
I just wanted to know how you... Oh, really?
Scott's already upset. It doesn't take long for Scott to get upset on a podcast.
Well, I actually thought I'd done a pretty good surprise acting then. Maybe we could try that again.
Yeah,
You
sure.
just do that again and I can act more surprised this time.
Great. Yeah, great.
Okay.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to Confessions of the Idiots. Everyone wants to confess, but not everyone wants to hear them. Today, I'm joined by two of the funniest people I know, two of my best friends.
Both of them are me. Both of them are me.
No.
No, go on. Keep going. Sorry, I'm sorry.
The legend, the national treasure that is Dave Lawson.
It's me.
I said Dave Lawson, Scott. I said Dave Lawson.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sam. That's
such humility from you, Dave.
Thank you. I don't accept it, but it's very nice.
Do you want to thank the Academy or anyone?
No, I really thought you were talking about Scott then.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
That's good surprise acting. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I'm giving you a golden buzzer. You're going straight to Vegas, baby.
And also, the incredible comedy mind and the great... I'm really stuffing up this intro because I'm real nervous about how Scott's going to react now. He really puts...
I feel like you're objectifying me, Sam. I feel like you're objectifying me, okay?
The great performer, Scott Brennan. Welcome back.
Thank you. I thought that was going to be for Dave as well, so that's nice that you...
I just welcome Dave twice and don't introduce anyone else.
Yeah.
I go, both of the voices you're hearing today are Dave. Scott's not here. Scotty, how are you doing in isolation? How are you changing things up at the moment to keep things interesting?
Interesting you should ask that, Sam, because my housemate and I have swapped bedrooms.
Yep.
Yep. And let me tell you, moving everything from your room just down a hallway a few feet and then into another room, it's a massive pain in the ass.
Sure.
But it's really good. I've got a new bedroom, I've got a new start, and I think we should probably swap lives as well.
Sure.
Life swap.
How do you do that?
Yeah.
What are the first steps of that?
Well, I think just like we have to swap kind of partners and he's gonna have to lose some weight. And just do each other's jobs and stuff. So you probably actually, if he did the podcast instead of me, you'd get much less lip and much less aggression, I think.
And what about
so
you?
It might work out for the best.
And what about you, Dave, at the moment? Are you keeping yourself entertained in isolation? Are you doing anything differently?
No, I find myself doing nothing. Nothing. I can walk around the house all day and then it gets to 3:30. I'm like, great, that's another one off. Cross off the list, yeah.
You're just
that's Tuesday done.
Right.
Ticking days off.
Tomorrow's
the other thing I was just thinking about swapping rooms. Do you swap them? Do you have to get everything out of one room and put it like in a kitchen and then move a room?
Yeah.
What's the logistics of it?
There was a bit of that because I've got so much stuff. I've just got heaps and heaps of stuff. So there was no way that it was going in the lounge room because I could only move it once. So he has a much more kind of lean life. So yeah, he just kind of moved everything down into the lounge room and then I shuffled up and then he back in and
Did you regret doing it as you were doing it? Was there a point when you were almost about to give up?
Oh, yeah, totally.
It got pretty dire.
And it was the mattress. It was maneuvering the mattress because, I kind of stacked stuff in the hallway kind of against the walls to kind of go, right, that can just sit there for now. And then I had to move the mattress and it was just like wide up in the hallway and my life sucks. And that's pretty much been my self-isolation. That's
amazing.
That's what it's been like.
So what a fun game, though.
Because of stuff in the hallway. Yeah.
So you're moving bedrooms, entire bedrooms, and Dave is doing nothing. Dave is ticking Mondays off his list.
No. Dave's doing laps of the house. You're just circling. You should actually get a Fitbit because you could get some steps up.
Oh yeah.
I reckon I've done a few, clocked up a few Ks, and I had all these plans to do, paintings. I was going to get creative, and then it's just like, nah, I'm just going to ride this one out.
Yeah, it's also okay to do nothing as well, because people feel like they should be productive and do a podcast a day. Looking at myself in the reflection, and people feel like they have to be super productive right now, but it's actually okay to just do nothing. Just enjoy the time of doing it. Just eat.
See, this is what I like. This is what I like about this lockdown. It's just taken the pressure off. You actually don't have to achieve anything. Yeah. It's great because it's like, no one's achieving anything. It's like, you sit there and go, oh, what am I doing with my life? I really should do this. And it's like, nah, we're all stuck in our houses, man. It's the apocalypse. So it's just to take it all the pressure off actually achieving.
Society.
I think we should.
Society.
I think we should. Yeah, we should do this for like 3 months every year just to kind of, chill things out.
Ease everyone up. Yeah. All those overachievers can get fucked just for 3 whole months.
Yeah, they can get fucked. I'm going to start working on fucking different viruses. I'm going to have a basement sort of like laboratory or something and just then release a different one every year, I think.
Yeah, just Pandemic by Scott Brennan.
Yeah, I'm going to 12 monkeys the shit out of this. It's going to be awesome.
Where'd it come from? Scott Brennan, the Australian legends, comedy legends. Scott Brennan. He's making super bugs these days. What's Scott up to these days?
Yeah. He's working on a new
he's creating viruses. Yeah. Have you seen his basement? He swapped basements with his housemate. It's amazing. Yeah.
He's wiped out about 400 people this year. He's doing well.
Right.
Well, guys, are you ready for some great online confessions from 3 wonderful people for today? They're beautiful. We've got James, Stella, and Tessa. And this is basically so you guys can feel a little bit better about your own lives in isolation.
Great.
So the first confession comes from James. James writes.
Oh, James.
You don't like James already, Scott?
No, I'm reserving my judgment, but I can feel myself veering to dislike. Yeah.
Well, I did it. I did the worst possible thing you can do to a friend. And that friend is Andy. Of course. You guys know Andy and James.
Man. They are 2 peas in a pod, those two.
We know them so well. What were you going to say, Dave?
The last podcast I did, one guy did the worst possible thing to his friend.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And then his friend slept with his girlfriend, and then he went back and slept with the friend's mum.
Yeah. So payback.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Well, I want you to find out if
this is worse than that.
Well, I don't think James and that other guy know each other. I don't think they, these are the 2 goalposts here. I don't think that they know exactly. But maybe you guys can make up your minds to see if this is worse. All right?
So the last worst possible thing was sleeping with your friend's mum as revenge.
Yeah,
but
revenge.
Let's go.
Revenge. Yeah.
All right, this is a good framework to work in, guys.
I can't believe you didn't know that, Scott. Yeah, it's the worst thing you can do to a friend.
Oh, sorry. Oh, really? Right. Okay. Yep. Cool.
Andy and I have been friends for a very long time. A very long time. I wish I could tell you how long, but I've actually lost track because it's honestly been that long. Huge.
Right.
Huge.
That is a long time.
Yeah.
We're talking eons, I think.
We're talking eons.
We're talking like geological time here.
I always measure things in eons. Do you think that's over a decade? How long would you say, Dave, that would be if you're saying?
Yeah, I'd say over a decade. It sounds I'm sort of feeling like they were friends before they had memories formed.
Oh wow. Okay, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah. Or they just can't remember.
Or they're quite old and he's developed dementia.
All right, and actually
has forgotten. Like he can't remember. He honestly can't remember how long it's been because he doesn't know where he is anymore.
If that's the case, the solution to this problem or confession is going to be quite easy because he's going to have forgotten about it already. So
exactly.
Let's hope. I think they've been friends for as long as before memories began.
Yeah. Probably since 20, maybe. We don't know exactly the age.
20 years. I reckon 20 years.
Yeah. So Andy and I have been budding writers for a long time. I guess you could say that we inspire each other. We're both writers. And our ideas come to formation once we're together. Don't let this writing fool you. I'm not harnessing my full potential here. I'm writing this quickly for advice. All right, so he's just saying he's a better writer than this. So this was a pretty low benchmark of his writing ability. So he is a lot better than this. He's just saying, don't use all your tricks at once, you know? Don't use words we might not understand. So he's dumbing it down for us, for this audience. So what do you think, Dave, at this point?
You can't put excuses on the page, mate. You cannot put excuses on the page. All right, I'm just saying. All right, I'm just saying. That's, you know.
What do you think at the moment, if this is going for, this at the moment is, I don't know if you know this, Scott, but Dave is really good at guessing where a confession is going to go. Where do you think, Dave, based on the description so far, where do you think this could possibly go?
My gut went to, they've both come up with an idea. James has stolen the idea and said it's his own, and he's going to go it alone without Andy.
You've done it. You've done it. Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Oh,
that's
my God.
Right. Yeah.
Is it?
You've done it. You've done it. You've done it again. You've done it again.
Okay, next confession. Come on, let's jump on. Short podcast is a good podcast, guys. Let's just keep moving. Yeah, all right.
So Andy and I have been budding writers for a long time. I guess you could say that we inspired each other, and our ideas come to formation once we're together. Don't let this writing. I'm not harnessing my full potential here. I'm writing. I'm writing this quickly for advice.
I'm writing this quickly because I've got his cock in my mouth. That's what he's saying. This is gay as.
You're reading between the lines here, but
You've got to do whatever you do to get creative, I suppose.
Dave, this is why I don't ask Scott. This is why I don't ask Scott to guess the confessions.
Right.
It usually ends up that way. Yeah.
Right. There's a cock in the mouth.
It's usually
one of these guests is better at picking the confessions than the other, Sam. You decide who's who. All right.
I think I've made my mind up.
I don't think cock in the mouth is one of the big three. It's not like shat yourself.
Having sex with a ghost.
Having sex with a ghost. Yeah.
And it really resonated. Okay. And Andy and I were out together. He was telling me a new novella idea he's going to start working on. And let me tell you, the idea was amazing.
Is a novella a gay novel?
It's a gay novel. It's a short gay novel.
It's a gay novel.
I believe that's what they call it,
A short gay novel.
I love your short gay novel. Novella, please, sir.
Please. Au contraire. Novella, please, sir.
The idea was amazing. Seriously amazing. I couldn't believe how great it was. And it really resonated with me so much more than I thought it would with Andy. So he's saying that at the moment, the idea is so much better suited to him, Scott Brennan. Oh my God.
Yeah. I get it. No, I get it.
Yeah, well, I had to point it out to you because I didn't think you're a bit thick sometimes. So I sold the idea and I'm writing my magnum opus now. It's almost finished. God. And now I've secured a book deal from it. I submit my manuscript soon and I'm desperate to get it out before Andy does. But I feel awful about the whole thing. Yeah.
He's going to snake him.
He's going to snake him. So awful.
Oh, my God. Oh.
He probably hasn't even done anything to deserve this. We're best friends. I love that. Probably not.
Hang on a minute. Yeah, he probably hasn't done anything. No, he bloody hasn't. And you're best friends. How little do you know about this guy?
Yeah.
And he's trusted you enough as well to actually divulge this information of his great idea, his magnum opus. And now it's going to be James's fucking magnum opus. That's not right, is it?
Yeah. No. So clearly, like you don't write a magnum opus in like overnight. You've got to work on it. So clearly this has been going on. He's had ample time to have a little chat to Andy about this. And he still hasn't, through the book deal, through rewrites and edits and changing the they're getting, the grammar right.
Yeah.
And all of that. And he just hasn't said a fucking word.
He's kept it to himself.
I hate him.
But I feel awful about the whole thing. So awful. He probably hasn't done anything wrong to deserve this. We're best friends. But I'm so passionate about it. Yeah, you don't understand, right? So he's telling us we don't understand the situation. We don't understand the full situation. The books, the characters, the human spirit. I love the idea, ladies and gentlemen. And soon it will all be over.
I just vomited in my mouth a little bit of that line, I just have to say.
Human spirit.
Human spirit. Oh, my God.
Yeah, mate. Get your hand off it, James.
Yep.
So it will all be over soon. Should I call him before my book premiere and tell him what I've done? He's going to find out.
Do
eventually.
you think, James? Do you fucking think? Do you reckon, maybe? Maybe you should mention it?
Yeah.
Oh, what an insight. He must be a great writer with that kind of emotional insight.
He's got such intelligence, doesn't he, Scott? So what would you do, Scott, in this situation, do you think, if you were James, if you were beautiful James, who you've really bonded to and learnt to hate very quickly from, I believe, from Well, I Did It, which is the first line of the confession, you already hated him. So it didn't take long for you to really arc up to all of this.
I knew where this was going. Yeah.
What do you think, Scott? What would you do in this situation if you were James?
Well, I wouldn't be in this situation because that's a fuck thing.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
But then again, like ideas in and of themselves are entirely worthless.
Sure.
Actually, they are only worth something if they're made into something. Like, ideas are just ephemeral, kind of their words, their thoughts, their whatever. But unless you actually do something with them, then they're worthless. So James has actually put in the hard yards and made something worth something.
Right.
But he seems a bit unclear as to whether Andy's done any of it.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't really know. He probably doesn't deserve it. So I don't think he probably won't have done a good job. I don't think he's done any work on it. Surely you'd want to check on these things.
Maybe check that out, champ. Maybe just have a little look.
Yeah.
Maybe call your best friend in bunny ears. I've said that in bunny ears, Dave.
Yeah.
Maybe you should actually call your best friend and say, hey, Andy, how far are you on your magnum opus? Is it far away? And maybe he'll go, what magnum opus? I don't even remember that idea.
Yeah, great. That's a good point.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
I think
good idea.
Yeah,
and he's just put it out as a little bit of bait to see if his best mate would run with it.
Run with it.
And said, I thought this idea,
Yeah.
See what he does. Just a little best mate tester.
Yeah.
You shouldn't test your best mate. So
it's a vampire dog. It's a book about a vampire dog.
Oh, shit. Vampire dog.
Yeah, wait, did you just write that down there?
I'm writing it. No, I wrote it down first. I wrote it down first. Oh, the vampire dog.
We're gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to do a time lapse on this, guys, and actually see who wrote that down first.
Yeah, no.
Vampire dog. Vampire dog. So what would you do, Dave, in this situation? And Scott, what would you do in this situation if you were James? And I'm not accusing either of you of being James. Don't forget that. But I'm just asking the simple question: what would you do if you were James?
I think that it's going to be an interesting conversation if he does call him up and say, "Hey, if he goes, remember that idea?
Vampire dog.
Remember vampire dog?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, that's the idea I had, and I'm actually thinking of writing about it." And he goes, "Well, actually, I've written it
for you."
Andy might go, "Oh, great, I'd love to read it. Maybe we can collaborate like we do because we're best mates and we collaborate on writing." Then James has to go, "Actually, I've got a publisher for it." He's like, "Oh wow, okay, Why did you do that, James?"
Yeah.
And James goes, "Because I have no ideas of my own." What Andy might not hear this, but he might take some solace in the fact that James does not have an original idea of his own. If Andy had one idea, he can have another idea and another idea.
Yeah. You think that Andy's an ideas man?
Andy's the ideas man.
Yeah.
Don't be put off by this. Andy did it once; he can do it again.
Yeah, of course.
When the publisher comes to James and goes, can't wait for the follow-up.
Vampire Dog 2.
Yeah.
Vampire Dog. He goes Vampire Dog 2, and they go, "I think we kind of done the Vampire Dog thing a bit." And
no. But in this one, there are two vampire dogs, all right, and they're fighting. It's just.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and then the publisher goes, "All right, I'm listening," and they go, "No, scrap the vampire thing." And then he has to call up
just
Andy.
Just make it about a dog.
Yeah, just a dog. It's
Yeah.
So either way, Andy,
and the dog just sits there for the whole novel. It's just a dog sitting in a room for an entire novel. That's it. Nothing happens. It's a really shit idea.
It's a dot-to-dot book that I've made. So, what do you think, Scott, you would do in this situation? Would you do what Dave's suggesting there, or do you think you would go ahead and not tell Andy? What would you do?
Well, I have an alternate view. I reckon what James should do is change his name by default to Andy's name.
Oh, right.
And then when the novel comes out, just pretend that Andy was the one who wrote it, and just gaslight him and say, "No, you wrote. You spoke to the publishers. Remember, this was your idea, and you said that all the money for it would go to me. what is wrong with you? You wrote this book and win-win.
Great.
That's not a bad idea if he does, because often when writers have a ghost name, what do they call it?
A ghost writer.
Yeah.
No, they have a
nom de plume.
Nom de plume. A nom de plume.
Oh, right.
So he could use Andy's name and say, Andy, because we're best mates, I've done something special for you. However, I think it's only fair that I get the money because
I did all the hard work.
I did all the hard work.
Yeah, because you're lazy, Andy. That's the thing about Andy. He is lazy.
Yeah, he's lazy.
You never
ideas,
do it.
man. Doesn't make him. Doesn't.
You
put
just
him
walk around the house all day long. That's all you do, Andy.
Where I said, just circling. He's more a groove in the carpet. It's just like, oh God.
Crosses off days as they come.
Another day.
Another day.
Andy.
So who in this situation? So who do you think, if this was a wonderful film, who would be playing James and who would be playing the lead title of Andy? If this was a film about betrayal of friendship, who do you think would be playing these characters?
I'd like to think they're maybe in their 30s, late 30s, and this might be their last. This might be one of the,
the defining moment of the friendship.
Yeah. So I want to cast someone. I'm thinking in that age range, 38 to 45 maybe.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
To 45.
Are we going American? Is this American?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I've got something about it that feels American. Yeah. What would you? Who do you think, Scott? Who are the people that spring to mind for you?
Kathy Bates and Ice-T.
Okay. Playing which role?
Okay. Yeah.
All of them.
All of them. They just flashed. That pairing just flashed into my head. I think Kathy Bates would have to be James. Okay. And Ice-T is Andy. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Okay. That makes sense. Yep.
Yeah.
Do you think the same?
Yeah.
Dave?
Look, I think we can put those names in the mix. Obviously, Scott. I think we'll throw them up there.
Very diplomatic. Very diplomatic.
To say that's a look idea.
I mean, this might springboard some other ideas. I'd love to see too. I'd love to see like a Christian Bale as the Andy with full beard, long hair.
Yeah.
Sort of a real dark creative type. Comes up with ideas all the time. But can't activate them. James, I think we need more of a go-getter. So someone who's a doer, but maybe a little bit of a weasel at the same time.
Kathy Bates.
And that's where she comes in. Can we maybe, Scott, can we look at Kathy Bates for the publisher?
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
look,
good.
Right. I look, Scott, I love how you think outside the box when it comes to casting films. And I think Kathy Bates is great. If she's available, we would love to get her. But maybe someone like Shia LaBeouf for James.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh,
that's nice. That's good. Okay, Shia.
The go-getter versus the hermit.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I like that a lot. Yeah. And James pitching the idea of Vampire Dog to the publisher as well, to Kathy Bates. That would be a really good scene, I can imagine. Because she's a high-powered businesswoman.
And then within the movie, they'll be casting the screenplay for Vampire Dog as well. So
of course, who would play Vampire Dog? Do you think? Like, are you saying
James
it's a cartoon?
James Earl Jones.
Right. Yeah. Are you saying it's a cartoon
It's
or
got
live
to have
action?
a good voice, that dog.
That's true.
Ooh.
Vampire Dog is
maybe a bit of both.
It's got Pixar written all over it.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it really does.
We could probably get Pixar involved. Let's get Pixar involved.
Yeah. we let's call them. Shia LaBeouf, Christian Bale, Kathy Bates, James L. Jones, all on the same screen together. What do you say?
It's been waiting to happen. It's been waiting to happen. Well, let's move on to the next confession, guys, that comes from beautiful Stella. Stella writes,
okay.
I did something horrid. I really don't. Yeah. She's got in the same writing style as James, who says he's a wonderful writer. So Stella, we really feel for as well. Yeah. I did something horrid. I really don't like the guy my best friend is seeing. Really don't. No offense to him, but I reckon he's a fucking idiot. A real fucking idiot. Right. Yeah. So
someone's a bit jealous that they've lost a bit of time with their friend and they're
a little bit jealous.
Maybe in the back seat for a little bit.
Yeah. And that's, that happens in friendships, doesn't it? That happens.
It does.
And,
I mean, it's fantastic when your friends
see... Another thing that happens in friendships...
Yeah.
Well, another thing that happens in friendships is that your friends sometimes go out with real fucking idiots, though.
That's true. That's true. And what
So,
do you do?
you know.
What do you do there, Scott? Do you ever mention it to her? Do you say anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. He's a real fucking idiot. That's generally how I react when I meet new people anyway. So
right. Yeah.
It's kind of gets it out of the way. Yep.
You're very defensive right from the start.
It's great
no,
when you
not. Shut up, Sam.
It's great when your friends go out with someone you do like, and you like. I'm often a third wheel a lot of the time.
Right. Okay.
And I think I'm a good third wheel. So
right.
And I've been told I'm a good third wheel. I kind of like to think of it as a spare tire.
What makes a good third wheel? What makes a good one?
Look, I think you all get along evenly and almost, yeah. I think a good third wheel can see either of them independently. Like,
right.
You know, you could, and no one's going, oh, hang on, you're hanging out with my girlfriend or anything like that, and you all hang out together.
Right. Okay. Right. No, there's no jealousy in there. It's just all fun to hang out.
No, I don't think you're making a move.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Not on their mum.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the last confession. Do you think? By the way, I forgot to ask this. Do you think that was worse than the other sleeping with the mum, the revenge sex?
Oh.
Do you think stealing a book idea is a worse thing to do to a friend than
I think I think sleeping with the mum is worse because you can't unsleep with a mum. You can come up with another idea, but you can't unsleep with someone's mum.
Okay, yeah, right. But you can.
Hey, Sam, for some reason I've got only.
It'd be worse if he'd written a novel.
Oh shit! Oh right, I need to upgrade it. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. I'll just type in my.
Are you gonna? This is good. Is this good podcasting?
Yeah, this is great podcasting.
Yeah.
You've got to upgrade.
So.
I'm just going to upgrade
your Zoom account.
I'm going to upgrade my Zoom account, and it's probably about time I did that because I have been doing the free version for a very long time.
Oh, what are you going to be putting your credit card details?
Shit. No credit card details. Right. Yeah. Give me 2 seconds, guys, and we will come right back in there. I'm just going to make sure that this isn't going to cut out.
Hey, Sam, this could be a great spot to put in an ad. Like,
what sort of ad?
Here's some words from
Vampire Dog.
Just get a sponsor or something. Isn't this where you're supposed to get a sponsor and go? This podcast was brought to you by some sort of mattress or something.
This podcast was brought to you by Vampire Dog mattresses. If you're canine, you'll sleep really well on a get off the couch. Get off the couch.
Canine mattresses. Yeah, Vampire Dog mattresses.
Canine, made entirely out of dogs.
Yeah, not man. Is it still man's best friend these days? You call it? That's not right. It's person's best friend, isn't it?
Person's best friend. You can't say man's best friend anymore. Is that right?
It just came out of my mouth and it felt a bit weird.
It felt weird. You felt weird about it.
Yeah.
I feel like
I'm doing PayPal.
I feel like
I want to keep you guys in the loop.
I feel like they're just okay.
I'm doing 1 month.
I'm gonna.
Yep. You know what?
I'm just gonna have a cigarette in my room. I don't care.
In your room?
The window though. Just fuck you.
Oh.
Fuck you. Yeah.
That's been a proper grown up. Hang on a sec. I'll be back in a sec too.
Yeah. Oh, you need to go for a walk around the house. He's just going for a walk.
He's going for a quick walk around the house. I think this is still good podcasting, Scott.
I think it's great. It's compelling. That's for sure.
I think it's all.
Hey, the meeting's been upgraded by the host. Okay.
How good's that?
Yeah. Yep. Just like that.
How good's that? All right.
Hey,
where's my coffee?
Where were we, Sam? Before we
you were pitching an ad idea for Vampire Dogs, and then
no, that was just to fill in the break.
And what a great break it was. No, we were talking about Stella doing something horrid.
All right.
And we just agreed that having sex with a mum was a lot worse.
Yeah.
Than stealing a book idea.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep some of that wonderful stuff in, guys, because I think the mattress idea was absolutely wonderful. So we're back with Stella. So I'm going to start Stella again. Okay, I'm going to start the confession with Stella again. I did something horrid. I really don't like the guy my best friend is seeing. Really don't. So, and then Dave, of course, you were talking about being a wonderful third wheel. So you kind of fit in with everybody, really.
I think, the point I was trying to make about that is if your friend's going out with someone you don't like, it's often you can't say that because you can't say, "Hey, your boyfriend's a dick," because they'll break up and they'll get back together, and then they'll go. Everyone knows that you thought that they were a dick, but it's. I think it's really nice when your friends go out with when everyone gets along in the social group.
Yeah, when you like people, you like the
when you like people.
Or what's even worse though in that situation is when a friend is going out with an absolute fuckwit. And they say to you afterwards, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you say anything? And it's like, how can I just can't. Like, you can't say that.
At what time would I have brought up that I hate your partner? Like every time they're coming around and going, oh God,
like,
they're coming down.
Yeah, like during the threesome. I mean, really, that's just awkward.
Don't do that.
Really don't. No offense to him, but I think he's a fucking idiot. No. A real fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So, can I just bring this up? Is this the first time someone's smoked a cigarette on your podcast, Sam? Because do you mind me saying this, Scott? You're about to blaze up.
I think it might be the first time someone's smoked on the podcast. Yeah.
How cool is this?
Because usually, this is in isolation. So usually, people don't do that in the podcast booth because it's so small. No. And I think maybe the studio would light up.
Yeah, I think normally you guys normally we smoke meth in there.
Yeah,
so,
it's always
nice
crystal meth.
Have a bit of a change.
We're always on the glass Barbie, but this time in isolation, God, you can do whatever the hell you want. You're a rebel without a cause.
I can do what I want.
You do what you
want.
I'm
a total fucking grown up.
You are. Yeah. You're a wonderful performer, Scott. You're a wonderful performer and a grown up. No offense to him.
I pretend to be a grown up.
But I think he's a fucking idiot. A real fucking idiot. He makes silly comments all the time and on more than one occasion has made a joke at my expense.
No, that's not cool.
I love a laugh, just like the next person, but definitely not at my expense. You always know someone doesn't really like a laugh when they say something like, I love a laugh as much as the next person. It's always someone who takes someone aside and goes,
totally.
hey, look, I love to laugh. Yeah. I love, ha, ha, ha. Listen, I'm laughing right now. I love to laugh. And then go, but never make fun of me again in front of other people. And then they switch their face into something.
People only say the phrase, I love a laugh, if it's followed with the word but. Like there's always a condition.
There's always a condition.
Yeah. And but I love a laugh. Don't lie.
We lost Scott there?
Is that it? What's happened?
I think
I'm back. Am I back?
You cut out for a second there, Scott.
Yeah, I reckon the smoking and the Wi-Fi signal might be
there might be a bad crossover
interfering with each other, yeah.
They're interfering.
Can I tell you, this is one thing that sucks about isolation. That I've got the NBN and I've got it's not the basic level of NBN. It's the next one. I'm paying for the next level, and my internet sucks at the moment. It YouTube videos are buffering. You
don't want that.
It sucks. I'm supposed to get 40 megabytes per second or something, and sometimes I get 2 or less.
Oh my God! Our internet sucks. It sucks. It sucks. You can say it.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, I blame
Howard, the Howard government.
I blame the government.
Yeah. That goddamn Howard government. He makes
and Stella, that sour-faced bitch who just does not like a laugh.
We haven't even found out what she's done yet.
Oh, God. He makes silly comments all the time and on more than one occasion has made a joke at my expense. I love a laugh just like the next person, but definitely not at my expense. So things are getting...
Yeah, what if the next person is like George Pell, though? He doesn't laugh.
He doesn't laugh. He doesn't laugh at all. So things are getting pretty serious between them. They're obviously living together. Obviously, we all knew that. And I just hate the fact that my best mate is with him. So I did the worst thing that I could possibly do. All right, Dave, here we go. I'm setting you up, my friend. I'm setting you up.
Okay. My first instinct was she makes up a lie about him that he's been cheating on her or that she's seen him cheating on her.
Exactly right.
Is it? Thank you.
Exactly right.
All right, you're like the fucking the confession whisperer, Dave.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He's been on.
Have you been letting him read ahead?
Yeah, he's been on 16% of all podcasts, so he gets it. He gets that. So
because I was going to say that she skinned his dog. I was going to say
that. Yeah. That's why you're not allowed to guess. That's why you're not allowed to guess.
Okay.
Again, not one of the big three. Not one of the big three.
Skinning dog usually doesn't come into it.
But if you come across a skinning dog one, can you please get me and Scott back on it?
Of course, yeah.
Please?
I wrote a note saying he was having an affair and put it in her mailbox.
Anonymous, yeah, right.
Anonymous, yeah, anonymous.
Clever.
Now, I know he wasn't, but I made up a name saying that I was this lady by the name of Abigail who had him in her so many times. It was awful.
Oh, hang on, what? Hang on, what? I had him in her so many... What?
In Abigail. She's talking about Abigail.
Is this James from the last one writing, like...
He's beautiful writing.
Is this a novella? It's like...
Yeah, because the next sentence is, and then came the vampire dog. Ooh. No, there's...
That old chestnut.
That old chestnut. Yep. So she's saying that Abigail wrote this note. Abigail, who is Stella, Abigail wrote this note saying that he had been inside of her so many nights, to really get it across.
Wow, that's quite a graphic way to describe it too.
Yeah, being inside. Yeah.
And, I mean, did she offer some sketches of this insertion?
No, we don't.
Just to kind of, press the point, or all right, okay.
It's important to paint a picture.
All right,
yes, always. Yeah.
Here we go.
And I felt instantly remorseful when my friend called me to tell me all about it. She was crying. Already kicked him out. It's been a few days now, and they are still not speaking. The trust is broken, and I feel as though I've massively fucked up. So that comes from Stella. Do you guys agree that she's massively fucked up?
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty low thing to do. Sure. She could turn around and go, "Gotcha." That's one way out of it.
Yep, a prank.
You've been punked. Woo! Yeah. Yay! No, not a prank. It's a social experiment, guys. Social experiment. Okay. Yeah.
I wanted to see, because it might make you stronger if you come out the other side of something like that.
Okay. Yep, that's good. Yep.
Surely, the boyfriend.
Yep.
Wouldn't he go? What the fuck? Hang on.
Yeah. Who is this Abigail?
What? I don't know anyone. Like someone put this in the letterbox, and then she's like, "How does she know your name? How does she know about this?"
Yeah.
Yeah. She just wrote your insider just for fun, did she?
Yeah. Who would do that? What sort of monster
and provided
would do that?
These sketches? Why did she sketch all of this if you weren't inside her?
Yeah.
Like, just.
Why would anyone sketch? Why would anyone sketch? Ask me that. Riddle me that.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends why she thinks he's bad for her. I mean, is he abusive or is he controlling? I mean, then there might be a reason that this might.
He just keeps having affairs.
With Abigail. It's basically we know that he makes comments. He makes fun of people sometimes. We don't know if he's doing it in a playful way, but it seems to be quite playful and harmless at the moment. I don't think there's anything really big that we know about lovely Stella doing this. We don't know a whole lot about this situation, but taking it on Stella's viewpoint that he was just a bit of a dick sometimes and now she feels awful about it. What do you do, Dave, in that situation? What do you do as Stella? Do you come clean and say, this is what I did. I done fucked up? Yeah,
I mean, that's the right thing to do. It's not going to go down well.
Of course not.
She's going to go, what'd you do, Stella? And she's like, I put a letter in your letterbox and said that your boyfriend was having an affair. And she goes, what the fuck? That's sort of a fractured, that friendship is fractured, whether they get back to it.
Of course.
Or not. They could have a big cry and a hug and say, I'm sorry. And it might be all good. And then she can apologize, but
Yeah.
It's never going to be the same. The trust is broken.
It's gone. You can't, it's, trust is like a, help me out, Scott. It's like,
it's like a polywaffle.
Once you break it in half, you can't put that bite back on it.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
that's actually beautiful. I've heard you say that so many times, Dave. You're always saying that. Yeah.
Trust is like a polywaffle.
Yeah, that's very true.
So it's gone. She's
do a TED Talk, Dave.
Notoriously.
Trust is there. I think it's either keep it quiet, let this one fizzle out. Maybe she'll meet a new guy and that'll work out. If she really thinks he was a dick and not good for her, stick to your guns.
Yeah.
But if she's just doing it because she was a bit jealous that she wasn't getting much time with her friend, then she's a dick and needs to rethink her actions.
Sick. Hey there, guys. Welcome to Confessions of the Idiots. Everybody wants to confess, but not everyone wants to hear them. I am joined in a very last-minute edition because my Zoom cut out with the last guest, the amazing Ryan Shelton. Welcome.
Thanks, Sam. I'm so happy I could just come to the rescue like a hero.
You are a hero. How nice is that?
I don't people call me a hero.
Last minute, oh God, I'm not going to call you it again unless you really. Do you want me to?
I mean, I hate it, but if you have to, whatever.
You're a fucking hero.
It's so annoying. Do
you want me to salute you a little bit?
I hate that more. I hate
that? I'll just do it a little bit. Just once.
Really gets on my nerves, that.
Yeah.
You gotta do it. Like,
yeah. No, I mean, gun to my head. I mean, I felt like I had to do it.
Admiration is what it is. I get it, but it's just... Yeah.
Well, you did text me and you kept asking me not to call you a hero.
I don't remember that. And all of those records would be deleted from my phone. But yeah, whatever you can make.
Yeah, right. No, but you did. You know, so.
I don't know.
I've screenshotted it, but I mean.
Oh, weird thing to do. Easy to doctor, but weird thing to do.
Okay, cool. Anyway, it's great to have you on the podcast.
Great to see you, Sam.
It's a rough start. I mean,
passive-aggressive opening.
Very passive aggressive. This is my cold open. Very cold open.
Very cold open.
It's a very cold open. Ryan, what have you been doing to keep yourself entertained in isolation at the moment?
What have I been doing? I've been doing a bit of work. I've been finding some things to do. So that's really good. Been keeping relatively busy. In the last couple of days, I'm starting to panic about my next thing that I'm going to put out on the 11th on my website.
Right.
That is due at the time of broadcast in 9 days.
Today. Sorry. Yep.
And I'm not that prepared for it, so I'm a little bit worried that I've left it a little bit late. But
okay.
Hopefully I can. So I'm trying to get that done. I'm involved in this new TV show which is coming out in like a week and a half or something. So that's been keeping me busy. It's only with Ray Martin hosting.
It's only a Ray Martin thing.
It's a Ray Martin vehicle. I'm one of the wheels.
Of course. Are you kind of, I don't know, would you say that you're mad, you're frothing the opportunity to work with Ray Martin?
I am frothing work with Ray Martin. It's a real frothing scenario.
Yeah.
So
You've got a great photo of him baking bread. A beautiful shot up on your Instagram.com at the moment.
My Instagram.com does have Ray baking. If you swipe to the left, you'll see a picture of my twin brother Jason, who's going to appear on the show as well. Great.
What have you been doing in terms entertainment-wise? Have you been watching any new shows? You got any hot tips, right?
I'm pretty into the Michael Jordan doco, The Last Dance on Netflix.
Okay.
I was a big basketball.
He wasn't a dancer, was he?
Yep. Yeah,
okay.
He was a dancer. He was one of the Rockettes at 30 Rock for about, I think when he stopped playing basketball in 94 or whenever it was.
Yeah.
He took a small hiatus, played baseball, and became a Rockette as well. Yeah.
Wow. Huge.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right.
It's not covered in the doco, but that definitely happened.
Yeah, that definitely happened. Yeah, you've looked it up, so yeah, it should be fine. You remember it? Yeah, you were there with him.
Basically there.
Yeah. So you've been watching a lot of that. Have you been listening to anything great? Have you been?
No, not really listening to anything new or different. I mean, the podcast that I do, we've released a couple episodes of those, so that's been good. Like the newest episode's called the podcast is called The Imperfects.
It's a great podcast.
And the newest one is all about OCD, and there's been quite a massive spike in OCD anxiety at the moment, just as you can imagine. But Hugh, who I do the podcast with, his wife actually has quite severe OCD anxiety, and so she comes on the podcast and talks about it. It's fascinating. It's really
wow. Yeah, right.
As I didn't realize, but OCD anxiety is a pretty misunderstood thing, and most people, myself included, before I heard her talk about it, I just thought it was like counting 10 steps. You have to open the door 20 times.
Yeah.
But it's so much more than that, and yeah, it's a really interesting chat, actually.
Wow. So that's the latest episode of Imperfects?
Yep.
Wow, great. And have you've been recording those over Zoom, or how are you recording those at the moment?
We actually recorded them like just before the restrictions came in. So I went to Houston and we did it in his wardrobe. So it was like the week before. So it just took us a while to get them out, but they were done legally, and then they've been released since then.
Yeah, great. Would you say that's your favorite podcast
in the world?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay, that's hurtful. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's my favorite podcast in the world, and not because I'm on it.
Yeah.
I genuinely think, like, objectively speaking, it's the most skillfully presented, produced. I just think it's pretty fantastic.
Right. Okay.
Hopefully,
cool.
Objectively speaking. Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, cool. That's a cool thing to say. Well, I have two confessions, Ryan, for you to feel better about yourself in isolation, and for everyone to feel better about themselves. So the first confession comes from Joseph. Joseph writes, "I love my boss. Just love her."
Okay.
Don't we all? I guess in a way you are your own boss, Ryan.
Workplace romance or homicide.
Or homicide. Okay. Yeah, great. I mean, the saddest thing about the podcast that just cut out was that Dave Lawson guessed all three confessions in a row, and it was the first time he's ever done 3 for 3, and there is no record of it.
Oh, that kind of makes me happy.
Yeah. That Dave hasn't completely won, because he was really on a cloud for a long time.
He was in the zone.
He was in the zone, and then I told him, and he was livid. He was livid. Let's just say that he said some things. He'll regret quite a bit what he said to me, I think.
Did you guys have a discussion about re-recording it and pretending that he guessed them, like redoing the guesses?
Yeah, he said he memorized everything that he said, so if I wanted to do it again, he'd be ready for it. Yeah. So Joseph loves his boss, but I know I shouldn't. To give you an example, I'm married. Do you think that's a good example? It's one of my favorite examples.
Yeah, good example.
I love it when people say examples that aren't really examples.
It's not an example. Yeah.
Not an example. For example, I'm hungry today, Ryan. Just out of nowhere. How are you, for example? Yeah.
Yeah, bad use of for example. It's great.
Just a married guy in love with his boss. So he's making it all very normal at the moment, right? Yes. For example, he's saying it's all very normal. It's all very kosher, if that's how you say it.
For the last couple of seconds, I've been distracted because I just realized you look exactly like Daniel Radcliffe right now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a very kind thing to say, because Daniel Radcliffe does a confession-based podcast.
Does he really?
No. Oh. I made it up. I was lying through my teeth. I wanted to hold that.
Look, I mean, I think it's something to do with the way that your hair is right now, the facial hair situation. It's all playing Radcliffe right now.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm happy with that.
Sorry to interrupt, but
No, you can interrupt to tell me I look like Daniel Radcliffe. That's fine.
It was a confession of my own.
For example.
For example.
I don't mean to be too graphic, but the feeling of her makes me feel all kinds of alive, if you catch my drift. Have you got his drift so far?
Yeah, for example.
For example, I get it, for example. It's a weird sensation. I get tingles all over my body, and I certainly don't mean to. I'm usually a tingle-free kind of guy, but things have really started concerning me recently. Ryan, would you describe yourself as a tingle-free kind of guy?
I don't know what that is. I'm going to say no.
No. Okay. No.
Yeah. Or pass.
Pass. Okay, you want to pass on that one? Hard pass.
Yeah.
I'm usually a guy who can control my impulses. A man who isn't usually questioning his base impulses. But after one night, I was clocking off. I punched out as she called me into her office. I'm in big trouble here. You should never go into the office of someone you want to have sex with.
For example.
For example. Do you think that's true, right?
No, I think it depends on your ability to restrain yourself.
On the base impulses.
Yeah, exactly.
On your base impulses.
He's a tingle-free guy, so.
Yeah, for example.
So, for example, he felt safe.
That just to use an example.
Yeah.
That's just asking for trouble. So extra tingles running up and down my bones. I'm unsure of what I can do.
That must be crazy. Like, it must be such a strange sensation for him, considering he's a tingle-free guy, to feel tingles finally.
Yeah.
Wow. Imagine his girlfriend went through that night. It would have been crazy. Be like, guys, I know I've been writing for the last 35 years that I don't have tingles. Today it happened. I got tingles.
I know. I wonder if he knew what they were as well, because you wouldn't know the sensation unless you felt it before and described it to someone.
Oh yeah.
So maybe
I also just mimed typing on a keyboard when there's an actual keyboard right in front of me.
I think it was nice. I think it was good. It really built to the mime. I think it really helped the mime. I really believe that. As she calls me in, I make sure I press down my dick. It's always a pretty...
Press down what?
As she calls me in, I make sure I press down my dick.
Pressed? Why? Because he's got an erection.
I think so. Yeah, he doesn't go into that.
Yeah.
He just presses down. Pushes it into itself. It's always a pretty good thing to do anyway.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. If you are walking into an office anyway, right?
Yeah.
Press down your dick.
Press it down.
Press it down. That goes for everyone out there. Just press it down.
Yeah. Press down at the dick.
As she calls me in, she tells me that she's noticed some longing glances between her and I over the year I've worked there. She tells me it's very inappropriate, but what the hell would she know? So, she is his boss. She should know a lot.
She should know. She should know best in all situations. Best in the room.
Yeah, of course. But you should never, as you know, Rye, you should never walk into the office, and I can't stress this enough, you should never walk into the office of someone you want to have sex with.
You should never do that. Ever. Because who knows what you might do.
Exactly. It's crazy out there. Yeah. I ask her how we're going to sort that out, and she says the onus is on me. I'll be dealing with that one with all of my feelings head on. It feels like a very natural conversation, doesn't it, Rye, at this point?
Sort of,
yeah. She walks over to the windows and closes the lovely blinds. This is lovely blinds.
Lovely blinds. It's really editorializing this.
The lovely blinds. I tell her that I don't mind if people watch. We make love. Hot, sweaty love. It's like being back in Thailand.
What? Did he work in Thailand?
I'm not sure. I think it was just hot. And he's like, what's a hot place? Thailand.
It's not like the blinds from Thailand.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, the lovely blinds from Thailand. Are these from Thailand? Yeah. As we're making love, I tell her that we shouldn't be doing this. So, he's telling her as they're having sex.
Which reminds me of Thailand again.
Of course. Again, I'm thinking of Thailand. My mind casts back to Thailand again. It's just not right, but we keep going for such a long time too. I'm lasting ages. Any thoughts I'd had about this moment is with me blowing my wad within 10 minutes. As we finish, I know this is a weird... I know the Thailand thing was weird, but this is weirder. As we finish, I know I should kill her.
Wow. It is a homicide.
No, it's not. We don't know anything about the homicide, but that may or may not have taken place.
The thought that he had.
Yeah.
Right, but he's married.
Yeah. It makes sense, doesn't it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. You have sex with your boss and you go, oh no, what am I going to do now? I guess I should kill her.
Well, he's committed the cardinal sin of walking into the office of someone he wants to have sex with.
That's true.
So
the famous thing. That's true.
But yeah, I guess his only option that I can think of at least is to kill her.
It reminds me of being back in Thailand. She can't be telling my wife about this, but I don't, obviously. I was just joking about this. It was just a joke. That's his humour, right? I don't know if you know his humour, but that's it.
Very dry.
Very, very dry. I'm such a screw up. Can I tell my wife? And how do I do it? I don't think my wife will like it. I could try and tell her that I'd been under a lot of pressure, that I didn't know how I was acting, but they're all lies, and I know it. All fucked lies. For anyone else out there, don't sleep with your boss. You will regret it more than you even know. All right,
Wow.
so that's more than you even know, right? So how would you, for example, deal with a situation like this, right?
So at what point do you mean like deal with the situation of wanting to sleep with my boss?
No, of you know, being at home with your loving wife. You know,
having cheated on her.
Pardon?
Having cheated on her.
Having cheated on her, yeah. Yeah. Do you tell your wife, right?
Yeah, I think, this is this sort of like golden question of, do you tell, does the partner who's been cheated on really want to know?
Yeah.
If the person is cheated, if their love for their partner hasn't changed, if that remains the same and they've just made this horrible mistake that they regret and will never do again, could it do more damage to actually tell the partner?
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Are you just taking the burden off your own shoulders and putting it on the shoulders of your partner?
The shoulders of giants.
What is the point of sharing it?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want anything to change. On the other hand, is honesty the best policy? I don't really know.
Who's to say?
What would I do? I would probably have to
kill her.
I'd probably have to kill her. I'd have to kill the partner and the boss.
You would just take them both out.
Start from scratch.
Does that remind you, what part of this reminds you of being back in Thailand, right?
Well, there was no part about dancing till dawn at a full moon party, so not that. The bit where he drinks the Red Bull and vodka bucket, that reminds me of Thailand.
That was one of my favourite bits too. That was one of my favourite bits of the conversation. So do you think that you have to do anything with the boss now, right? Do you think you have to have an open conversation about what happened? Because that can't be happening all the time.
Well, I guess, is the onus on the boss, though? It depends on the relationship and the type of person the boss is.
Well, the boss has said the onus is on you. She's actually specified the word
the onus is on the guy.
Yeah, yeah.
What's his name again?
On Joseph.
On Joseph. I think... I mean, the smart thing to do if he wants to continue his relationship, his marriage, then he has to call it off and say, like, that was a huge mistake. I respect you and I think you're a great boss, but this can't happen again. Forgive me. It's my fault.
I blew my wad.
Yep. I was fantastic.
I was good. I was really good.
And it was very similar to the Thailand experience that I've told you about, but it can't happen again.
Yeah. Do you think that's his one story that he's got, a Thailand story?
He tells everyone the Thailand story.
It's a good story too.
Yeah.
He just went there.
It's killer.
Yeah.
Have I told you guys about the time I went to Thailand? Oh, I went to Thailand. Yeah.
And just everybody, and then another person joins and he goes, we're just talking about Thailand.
Yeah, so I'll just catch you up. I went to Thailand. Anyway, that's it.
Anyway, I shouldn't talk about it.
Anyway, sorry, I'm boring you guys. I'll leave it at that because that's all there is.
Well, I think we solved that problem, right? We're going to go one more confession that comes from Tessa. Right. Tessa writes, see if you can guess where this one's going. See if you can do a Dave Lawson on this one.
That's hard. Okay, I'll try.
I fell in love with a mysterious man. The most mysterious man I've ever known. We met on a dating app, if you can believe such a thing, of a woman at my age. And we started dating quite heavily. So, woman of her age, what are you assuming? Are you thinking that she's really young, or do you think she's...
I would say she's a bit older.
Bit of an older lady. Yeah, get that vibe too. What do you think of her? Because she's not really telling us a lot. She's saying a woman of my age and a mysterious man at that point.
I'd say the mysterious man is not who he says he is.
Okay. Well, that's part of the mystery, isn't it? Why you fall in love with a mysterious man in the first place.
But I suspect he might be lying about who he is.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a catfish situation.
Or like a spy. He could be a spy.
Yeah, but based on your response, I don't think that's right.
But you're getting good. We met on a dating app, if you can believe such a thing, of a woman of my age, and we started dating quite heavily. He always insisted on coming to my place I chatted to a few of the girls about it at the time, and they all said that he was probably married. He was so mysterious and dark that I didn't know what to do. He didn't seem married. He was the he was the kind of guy that had an unattainable vibe to him that I don't need to explain to you. So he doesn't need to explain that to us, right? We're completely...
Get off the internet then. What are you explaining then? Don't need to explain.
I don't need to explain myself.
What you need to explain.
He didn't seem married. He was like, okay, so the kind of guy with an unattainable vibe to him, but I don't need to explain that to you. So I kept going on and on. He didn't have social media, so I couldn't even try and prove it to my friends that I was seeing this guy who would only come over to my place.
Criminal.
He'd come in me and then go. It was bizarre, really, but I really liked him a lot too. But like with everything in life, I got more and more nervous. So nervous, in fact, that I started thinking, is there something wrong with me? Why aren't I getting more out of this man? And why doesn't he seem to have any information about him out there at all?
Yeah,
well,
suspicious.
Yeah,
it's always a worry. If you can't find out anything about him.
Yeah.
Con man, maybe?
Yeah. Well, she doesn't tell the girls about it. She's kind of embarrassed about it at this point. Our lovely Tessa. She's embarrassed about it.
Why is she embarrassed about it?
Well, because because I guess she can't prove that he exists at the moment.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, nah, well, you know what the girls are like. They can be quite cutting at times.
What if it's an imaginary friend?
Wow, there you go. You're getting closer. You're hot on the heels.
Ghost.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a ghost story.
No.
It's a beautiful ghost story. Right, you know the big three. It's shitting yourself, having sex, or ghost. They're the big three.
Ghost seems so unlikely.
Yeah, it's a mysterious man. But ghosts are pretty mysterious.
Okay, let's hear how it plays out. So,
well, I confronted him about it one night and told him that he had a lot of opening up to do. And that's when I found out. He told me he was a ghost. Yep, that's right. A real ghost. How crazy is that, right? Do you think that maybe he is just married and he says, oh, I guess I should come clean now? I'm a ghost.
It's such a weird excuse to break up with someone. We can't see each other because you shouldn't be able to see me.
You shouldn't be able to see me at all. I'm a ghost.
I'm a ghost.
You can look that up. Yeah.
Yeah, Google ghost and you won't see me, but you'll see a version of me.
Or you won't see them.
Yeah. I mean, I never expected this to go any further than a quick fright. But now I'm in over my head.
I'm in over my head. Way over my head.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. A real ghost. At first I thought I was going crazy, but as he explained it, I completely understood.
Of course, makes sense.
So yeah, we get no understanding of what that is, right? We get no understanding of the questions raised. We get no understanding of what he told her that just made everything make perfect sense.
She doesn't need to explain that. She doesn't need to explain that to you.
No. But, she doesn't want to, I guess for us, Ryan, we're kind of in the dark about it. But, there's a guy in her house just going, I didn't want to say it like this. I didn't want you to find out like this, but I'm a ghost.
It's such a strange, that's one of the weirder ones.
Yeah, it's very weird. But now I can't tell the girls. They'll all think I'm crazy. Now that I think about it, he is pale. I just always thought he was a bit arty and malnourished.
Pale.
He's a bit pale.
Yeah, I thought the sheet over the head was a bit weird, but no, I just assumed he was from the clan, which is cool.
He's just a little bit transparent, a bit pale.
Oh.
I just always thought he was a little bit arty and malnourished. Plus, he smoked like a chimney. God, you know the type. But now I completely understand. I'm in love with a ghost, and I don't know how to tell my family and friends. It's really starting to eat me up inside. Don't tell them, you don't think?
Never tell.
Never tell.
You'll be locked up.
Right, okay. You think that people won't... But if she explains it, or gets him to explain it, they'll completely understand.
I think if she could somehow organise a meeting... I think it's going to sound crazy until they actually see him.
Yeah. And do you think they'll love him? They'll learn to love him like she loves him?
Yeah, I mean, she'll be in a home, but they'll support her. Like her family will hopefully support her. But
hopefully,
she's a bit crazy, unfortunately. So.
Yeah. Do you think there's any way of telling the girls? Right? How would you tell the girls if you really wanted to, or you telling the girls that a few espresso martinis in, you're gonna a few frosés?
I think it'd just be like, I'm seeing someone new, and I just really want your support in this. I'm in love, and it's not a conventional relationship at all. But I just really need your support, guys. So his name's Brad, and he's so great. He's so cool. Like, he comes over, we have sex, and he leaves. Like, it's such an amazing relationship. He is a ghost, but it's fine with me, and it's fine with you guys. I'd love you to meet him. I'd love you guys to meet him.
You just can't.
You can't. Yeah, you probably won't be able to see him because he's a ghost. But he's so cool. Yeah, I can't even get a photo of him.
Do you think that the girls would understand? Do you think that they would be receptive to that?
I think it's a tough sell. I don't know.
Do you think it's hard because there's not a lot of public examples of ghosts and humans working out in relationships? Do you think that's where it stems from?
It probably comes down to, I mean, if their friends see that Tessa is very happy, then that's all that matters.
Sure. Yeah. So you think she maybe just leaves it and just goes, well, this is between me and my beautiful ghost, Bradley. This is just between me and Brad. For example, this is just me and him together forever. Maybe she can just leave it because maybe she doesn't want to be on the dating apps anymore, right? Maybe she's found the one that she wants to spend time with. A special ghost dating app.
I can absolutely sympathize with the situation, sort of. I mean, not really. I've never been in that situation, but I can imagine like it would get very tiring dating that much. And then when you actually find the person who makes you happy, you'd want to try and make it work in whichever way you can.
Even if they are a ghost?
Well, even if they're a ghost.
Yeah, of course. Do you think out of this, Rye, which idea out of Joseph and Tessa would you rather see as a film? Which one do you think would make a great major motion picture?
Oh, well, Tessa. Absolutely.
Tessa, of course. So she's with a ghost. Who would you get to play the roles?
I mean, I feel like it is a movie. There must have been like some sort of screwball comedy in the 80s that there'll
be something. Yeah, it's almost like Ghost. It's as romantic as the film Ghost.
Oh, it is Ghost.
It is Ghost.
It's not really Ghost because he was a real person then died.
Yeah, she knew him beforehand. Not Bradley. We don't know much about Bradley. He's just mysterious, and he's quite pale and he's malnourished.
This is kind of like a cross between Drop Dead Fred and Ghost.
It's perfect. That's how you pitch it. That's your elevator pitch. How would you pitch this? Right. Who would you get to play Tessa and who would you get to play Brad?
Oh, Tessa. So Tessa is like, she's an unlucky in love.
Down on her luck.
It'd be a bit of a montage at the start of her dating all these like hapless guys that don't work, and she's just down on her luck. And then finally she meets this guy, Bradley. I guess the question would be, now I'm thinking more from a writing perspective, it's like, when do you reveal that he's a ghost? Do you sixth sense it or do you Drop Dead Fred it? Do you reveal at the beginning or the end?
Sure.
And I think to get the most out of, I guess then it depends. Is it a comedy or is it a thriller?
A dark drama. Oh, thriller. Yep.
So who would you play? Who would play Tessa? I think, look, I mean, I would love to see Meryl Streep as Tessa.
Okay.
And make the story more, it's a woman who maybe she's a widow.
Okay.
She was married for a long time and she had and then maybe the husband passed away.
Oh, sure. Of course.
And so
played by Richard Jenkins, maybe?
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. That's confirmed.
So it's a tragic sort of opening. She's a widow and she's lovely. She's ready to find love again. And then she meets Bradley, played by Bradley Cooper.
Wow. Okay. So it seems a bit unconventional, the age gap at first. You think it seems a bit unconventional, and then
it's a comment on that. I think it's like, well, does age matter? Does heartbeat matter?
Sure. Does transparency matter?
Yeah. Can love rule over all? Is love all that matters?
That's beautiful. I'm actually tearing up a little bit hearing about that. That's actually beautiful.
Actually, not a bad movie.
I think it's not a bad movie. That should be the end of your elevator pitch. It's not a bad movie.
And Hollywood, you got to admit, it's not a bad movie.
I've written most of it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I know you're looking for good ones, but it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not that bad. I think that's a perfect film idea, Ryan. And thank you for being a goddamn hero that you are and joining me on the podcast today. I shouldn't say it again. Sorry, I shouldn't say it again.
So annoying. Thank you, Sam.
But you did text me.
Whenever you send up that bat signal, I will be here, ready to go.
The podcast emergency.
Pod signal.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Ryan, and I'll talk to you very soon.
Talk to you soon, Sam. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.